Hey guys, how are you today? I trust you're doing well. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to achieve a traditional bridal look. I call this the Chinny baby look. It's got a touch of red in it. So I want you to look out for the red lipstick, my full foundation coverage, the way I apply the eyeshadow, the eyebrow. So let's do this, guys. To start with, I like to clean my model's face. It allows me have kind of like a fresh face to work on, and it adds a bit of moisture to the face. So once that is done, I would go ahead and use the Badescu spray, then dry it out. I really don't have much patience for it, so I would rather use a fan to dry it out. The next, I'm just gonna moisturize her face. As you can see, using the moisturizer would add more moisture to the face and allows your foundation sit in properly. Next, I'm going in with a primer, and this primer I will just apply it on the T-zone areas of her face, basically her forehead, the bridge of her nose, her cupid's bow, and her chin. This would reduce those excess sweats on these areas. Next, I'm going in with a foundation base. Here, I literally mix her foundation shade with a bit of moisturizer just to have a more moisturized skin. I just like to have a base because of the acne on her face. I would like to build up my foundation application. So this is the first set of the application. I would apply this and allow it sit in properly before applying the next phase of the foundation. Okay, so this is what I usually do. Apologies guys, I forgot to trim her brows before the whole thingy, but yeah, I will do that before this tutorial ends. Obviously you can't do makeup without a trimmed brows. So yeah, so now I'm applying the next base of foundation. This is more closer to her skin tone, and this would give more like a this would allow me have a more allow me have a full coverage for her face. As you can see, those acne and spots have totally cleared off. So guys, this is one thing you can do to reduce the acne or to cover any spots on your face or on your client's face. This is what I do anyways. Okay, you don't have to do it, but I think that is the best way to go about it. Then I will just use my blending sponge to blend it out to make sure everything sits in properly. Next, I'm going in with a concealer. So this concealer is a light one. It's 2 shades lighter than her. I want to highlight her face a little bit. So I'm just gonna apply this concealer, or this light shade of concealer, on the areas I would like to brighten up. So this is usually the forehead, the under eye area, the chin, and her nose. So basically you understand the drill, right? So once I'm done with this, the next thing I would just do is to blend it out. But usually I would first of all apply or spray my sponge with a setting spray, just so it's a bit wet before I use it. This would make it more easy to blend. So I'm also going to apply a little bit of concealer on her eyes just to take off those dry patches that usually stays around the eye areas after you apply your concealer. Right now I'm just blending out the concealer. So guys, when you're blending, you don't blend too hard. I really struggled with this look because there was really a lot going on, so I really had to like try to concentrate to make sure I get the outlook. So as you can see, I am just slowly blending it out. Okay, so now I'm using the darker shade of concealer. As you can see, I'm trying to contour these areas. So guys, you just have to try and make the sides a little bit darker. You you shouldn't use a contour shade that is too dark or way darker than her skin tone. Just try and make sure you use a concealer that is 2 shades darker than her skin tone. That will give you a more precise or more natural look, just like I have there. So yeah, get it, guys. Really, I'm just so tired today doing this voiceover. I think making voiceovers can really be stressful. I think it's best to talk while doing the application. Although I wanted to talk while I was doing this makeup, but because of the noise, I had to mute everything and just do a voiceover later. So hopefully you understand me, and please let me know what you think. Do you prefer a voiceover or you prefer talking whilst doing the video? Let me know down in the comment section. As you can see, I am done blending the contour out and it's looking flawless already. So all I need to do now is to set the face, and yeah, we're done. As you can see, I think at this point I already did the brows back camera. Like I told you earlier, I forgot to trim her brows before starting the application. So I think this is the point where I already trimmed the brows because it is looking nice already. So yeah, that's it. You know what, I think I might just apply a bit of foundation around her neck just so it can blend properly with her chest and her face. Next up is to set her face with a setting powder, but before then I would set her face a little bit just to allow the foundation or the product sit in properly. Then I would dry it up like I usually do. As I told you, I don't have the patience to wait for it to dry. So guys, I will just use my fan to dry it up. So now I'm just gonna set her face with a setting powder. I used the sleek setting powder. It's really nice, but at the moment I don't think I really like it anymore. I found a better powder. That is the Mary Kay translucent powder. Also apply the darker shade of powder on the areas that I contoured. So that is basically just to set the whole face. Whilst the face is setting, I'm going to do her brows. I will slowly line the brows to fill it in for both brows. The brows really gave me a lot of stress because she's got full brows, and because I didn't shave it before started the makeup, I had to be really careful with the trimming, and now I really I had to really be careful with the trimming. So this really took a lot of time to make sure it works out. But as a makeup artist, you should be able to, like, in whatever situation you are in, make the situation count, or you try and solve your problem, because no one is going to be there to do that for you. It's bad enough that you forget to trim your client's brows before starting your makeup, but you should try to get it done no matter what. So that was what I did. I really tried to make sure that I trimmed the brows before defining. So yes, it was quite a challenge, but I mean, that's what your makeup art is for. So you kind of have to get used to it. At the moment, I have just lined the lower bit of her brows. Then I'm using the brush to blend it out. At this point, I didn't use a blending sponge because I figured the brush is better as it keeps the concealer on that spot. Like, it blends it but keeps it on that spot. So using a blending sponge would at some point spread it around, but with the blending brush, this will just keep the concealer on that spot where I want it to be. So I would recommend you using a blending brush for your concealer application, especially for underneath your brows. Okay, so now I'm going to use the same foundation I used for her face. I'll use it to finish the ending part of her brows. That is so it can have more like a natural finish. I'm not saying you cannot use a lighter shade of concealer on that area. It's fine if you want to, but I would prefer to use a shade that is closer to her skin tone at the outer areas of her eyes. So I'll do the same thing for the upper brow areas. I'm also using the foundation color or the foundation shade that I use for her face on this area. So usually what I do is if I have to mix a product for the bride or for my client, I would ensure that I remain some so I could use it to define the brows when the time comes, because sometimes you might have to remix, and when you remix you might not get the exact shade you would originally want to or you originally used for the application. It's usually good to use or to mix enough foundation and keep the rest for later. So like I said, guys, this brow was really troublesome, so I just had to, you know what, just give that line there, since he doesn't want me to like do this in peace. I just had to define it because she's got two cuts there, so it was really difficult to cover it up. If you're a makeup artist, you know what I mean. So that was why I had to use the concealer to just highlight the cut and make it look like a design. That's why I had to use the concealer to just highlight it, you know, because it was really difficult to cover up. So, and I think it came out well. What do you think, guys? Let me know down in the comment section. Okay, so now I'm going to the eyeshadow application. First, I will just use a powder to set my eye area. It's really nice using a powder first because this will reduce any crease on the eyes after applying your eyeshadow. So yeah, the next thing I will do is to apply my eyeshadow. Of course, I'll start with a shade that is more closer to her skin tone, okay, for the crease area. She really doesn't have enough crease, so it might not turn out the way you would expect it to turn out, but yeah, we still have to do something on it. Then I'm going in with the black shade. So basically it depends on what you want to achieve, but because I wanted to achieve this kind of like I said, the Chinny baby look, like it's gonna she's gonna look fierce and gonna look beautiful just like an Igbo bride, but I don't want something too bright as well. So it all depends on what you're trying to portray or the idea you're trying to portray with your look. So yeah, that was what exactly happened here. So I'm done with the black eyeshadow application. Now I want to apply to her inner areas. First of all, I'm using a primer on the eyelids. It just helps the eyeshadow sitting properly. This particular eyeshadow I'm using, the particular eyeshadow color I'm using is a funny one because it looks white but it actually has pink in it. So it's funny, and I really like the way it came out because it gives that kind of soft pinky glow, which I didn't expect it to come out this nice, but I think this really gave me that look I was actually looking for. So I'm really impressed about this look. Then next I'm going to apply some glitters on the eye areas. I don't want this eye to be too bright because of the lips I'm going for, but I still want it to come out nice. So I don't want it to be the full area of focus, but I still want it to look nice. So I have just done the eyelashes and I will just line her eye area with a black eye pencil. Now over to the lips. This is the most important and juicy part because I love to, you know, express myself with anything colors, and with this that means that I have to mix 2 different colors or 3 different colors to achieve something. So first of all, I'm lining the outer areas of the lips. Once I'm done lining the outer areas of the lips, I will go in with my red lipstick. Whoa, who loves red? I sure do love red, and red really goes on with many outfits, many ideas. It's just a go-to for me. You know, when I have a client and I really don't know what lip to go for, I'll just go with red. you know, I'll just go with red. And one quick tip is always use a different color or a darker shade for the outer area. That is the way it can really suit your client, because there are some clients who red doesn't suit them. So for example, like me, red doesn't suit me, like complete red doesn't suit me. But if I mix it with a darker shade at the outer area, it comes out really nice. So you want to mix the red with an outer shade or with a darker shade on the outer area. That is the way you can get a perfect red lip for anybody at all, like anybody. Seriously guys, it works like magic. As you can see, you wouldn't really expect that a red lipstick would really suit her, but because of the way I combined it, it really looks lovely and attractive. Okay, so that is what you can do, guys. Thank me later. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section. So now we're going over to the juicy bit, which is applying the gloss on her lips. This is the NYX gloss. It's really nice. This is one of the best products I have in my makeup box at the moment. I really love my gloss because it gives me that kind of shine that, you know, it makes you look ooh. Maybe it makes you say ooh. You know, I really love this gloss. So now I'm just gonna blend the whole makeup together. I am mainly done with this look. It's really more about how do you know, it's enough to apply all those whole things on the face, but the finished work is what is very important. So this is the area where you have to pay attention to detail. As you can see, I'm using a small brush to apply powder over her face. I would have naturally used a big brush, but because, like I said, you have to pay attention to detail at this point, because anything you do right now is what defines the face. So you have to be more careful, like I am doing now. I'm using smaller brushes, and I really think this is the area that takes more time compared to other things, you know, because I notice most times after applying makeup, I might take like 20 to 30 minutes to apply makeup, but I finish in the next 1 hour, in the next 1 hour 20 minutes, and I'm like, what happened? How come? And obviously you just have to know that, okay, it's actually from finishing, like the final bits where you have to make sure that everything works out perfectly, and that bit is usually when you finish applying your foundation, your concealer, your setting powder, your eyeshadow, your lipstick. The next area now is how do you make this face look exactly how you want it to look. So that is exactly what I'm doing. As you can see, I am setting her nose and contouring it to the way I want it to look. Basically, I don't know, I try to make sure that you can see the full detail of how I contour the nose. Okay, I don't know if you understood it, but I will do a different video on that. So guys, because I wanted a more orangey look, I use the orange eyeshadow on her cheeks, and I'm just gonna apply some highlights on the high areas of her face, just to have that orange, you know, dewy kind of look. So that's basically it. This process actually took much longer than you would expect. Okay, so like I said, this is the finished bit, and any area that is not good enough or any area that didn't turn out the way you want it to, you will just touch it up, and basically that is it. As you can see, we're done with this and it is looking flawless. I have gone and tied her gele. This is actually an auto gele by Twin B Makeovers. She's really good, based in Uyo. As you can see, the gele is an auto gele and it looks like I just tied it. So guys, let me know what you think about this look in the comment section. I just love this look because I love the way everything just rhymed in together, and it just brought out, you know, her face irrespective of any blemish or anything at all. Guys, what do you think? I think this is really good. I think this is totally natural. It looks like her skin. It looks flawless. I love the glow. I love the lipstick. I love that. I love virtually everything, and the brows really turned out well. As you can see, the cuts that I did, like, this was really fantastic. Guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for supporting your girl. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. I'll be bringing more juicy, lovely makeup tutorials your way. So till I come your way next time, I love you all. Stay safe and see you later. Someone who says there's more than meets the eye. Show